Chosen one, lend your keenest ear, for the truths I am about to unveil are not destined for just any soul. If these words find you in this very moment, it is no mere happenstance. A higher current, a profound purpose, has undeniably steered you to this precise intersection of insight. You are not simply observing. You are actively stepping into a luminous tier of awareness, a consciousness so acutely attuned that the entrenched, symbolic agencies and their vast, intricate structures of this world are utterly incapable of comprehending, let alone anticipating, its profound depths and inevitable trajectory. They do not tremble at your physical might or overt displays of power. No, their deepest fear is reserved for your unparalleled insight. They are unnerved by your uncanny ability to consistently sense the hidden intentions lurking behind every calculated move, every subtle maneuver. They watch, bewildered, as you effortlessly sidestep their meticulously crafted traps long before they can even solidify their form. They are vexed by how you escape situations intricately designed to ensnare and hold you down. From their limited vantage point, it feels as if you have outmaneuvered them 100-fold. And with each renewed attempt to capture or contain you, you ascend further, soaring definitively beyond their grasp. Your mind operates on an extraordinary frequency, a vibrational signature that their most advanced decoding mechanisms cannot even register, let alone interpret. You perceive the specter of danger long before it casts its shadow, recognizing motives in their embryonic stages, before they ever dare to surface. You effortlessly pierce through the elaborate veils of illusion that leave ordinary people stumbling in confusion. And this unparalleled faculty is precisely why the very structures that once sought to confine you are now utterly baffled, their foundations shaken. Every insidious plan they meticulously devise crumbles into dust, dissolving into nothingness before it ever even grazes your being. Your inner guidance, an unblemished clarity, and a spiritual intelligence that transcends mortal understanding elevate you far above anything ever built to restrict or contain you. Before we delve deeper into these profound revelations, I invite you to pause for a fleeting moment and hit that like button. Consider subscribing to join our growing community as we strive to reach 60,000 truth seekers, and leave a comment below with the number 11. This singular, conscious act serves to amplify the resonant energy of this sacred message and profoundly aligns you with the potent energies unfolding in your life right now. Chosen one. You are not merely enduring the pressures exerted by these symbolic forces. You are actively transcending them, leaving them in your wake. You navigate the currents of life a magnificent 10 steps ahead, perpetually untouched by their snares, unreadable to their surveillance, and utterly unshakable in your resolve. And as you allow the entirety of this message to infuse your spirit, you will grasp with absolute certainty exactly why no external force, no singular entity, has ever truly been able to hold you back. Your profound awakening has not just begun. It is in full, radiant bloom. Your awareness is not merely sharp. It is breathtakingly otherworldly, a luminous beacon in a dim world. While others flounder, lost in the murky waters of confusion, you effortlessly discern intricate patterns, pierce through veiled intentions, and uncover hidden truths with a grace that seems almost supernatural. Those who arrogantly believe themselves to be all-powerful frequently find themselves trembling in a quiet terror, for they cannot begin to grasp the sheer depth and breadth of your perception. Every casual glance you cast, every subtle observation you make, transforms into a profound revelation that systematically unravels the elaborate strategies of those who once imagined themselves to be untouchable. This is precisely why the clandestine powers diligently monitoring your journey are profoundly unsettled. They are slowly, horrifyingly realizing that their meticulously constructed walls of secrecy, their vast archives of classified knowledge, are rendered utterly transparent to the penetrating light of your consciousness. This is not the flicker of paranoia. It is the laser precision of profound truth. The unseen forces, those who operate from the shadows, craft their intricate plans over years, sometimes even decades, with painstaking patience. Yet, with an uncanny foresight, you sense their intentions, their underlying currents, long before a single move is ever executed, before a solitary piece is ever placed on their dark chessboard. They conspire, scheme, and maneuver in a chilling silence, under the firm belief that no mortal can possibly perceive the hidden threads of their grand design. But you, chosen one, you feel them not with a crippling fear, but with an unshakable certainty that stems from a deeper knowing. Your awareness does not just register their outward actions. It dives deep, reading the very motives that animate those actions, revealing intentions that even the most sophisticated systems and cloaked networks cannot hope to conceal. It is a clarity so absolute, so unyielding, that it leaves even the most seasoned watchers utterly baffled, their frameworks of understanding collapsing around them. Recall every timeless story where the seemingly ordinary, underestimated hero effortlessly sees through the intricate illusions woven by the apparently invincible adversary. That hero, with their singular vision and unwavering spirit, is you. Every misstep made by your observers, every fleeting moment of their overconfidence, inevitably blossoms into a profound opportunity for your advancement. They are utterly incapable of comprehending how you consistently anticipate their every move because your mind, your very consciousness, operates on an exalted plane, a dimension of thought they have never even dared to imagine. Awareness, in its purest, most potent form, is your ultimate weapon, and the complex world they painstakingly construct to ensnare you is, in truth, merely a grand stage upon which your radiant insight is destined to shine most brilliantly. Even amidst the maelstrom of chaos, your presence remains remarkably steady, a serene anchor in a tempest-tossed sea. While others recoil and flinch when the unexpected violently erupts, you, chosen one, remain unperturbed. Your mind moves forward with an almost ethereal grace, weaving through layers of bewildering complexity with an ease that transcends the natural, bordering on the supernatural. The pervasive anxiety, the crushing tension, the urgent panic that paralyzes lesser individuals, paradoxically, merely fuels your already formidable clarity, sharpening its edge. You are not simply surviving the trials and tribulations of this existence. You are undeniably thriving, because your elevated awareness possesses the alchemical power to transmute imminent danger into potent opportunity, and every perceived threat into a profound, illuminating insight. Ultimately, their deepest terror stems from the undeniable truth that your awareness is freedom incarnate. No man-made law, no clandestine agency, no oppressive structure can ever hope to contain a consciousness that effortlessly sees far beyond the obvious, beyond the superficial. While they desperately cling to control, deception, and intricate strategies, you, with elegant simplicity, rely on pure perception, unerring intuition, and unvarnished truth. And in a world meticulously engineered to suppress true visionaries, this is a power so utterly profound, so inherently revolutionary, that it absolutely terrifies the very forces that presume to govern it all. Illusions are painstakingly constructed with the sole purpose of confusing, distracting, and ultimately deceiving. But for you, chosen one, these elaborate veils are rendered utterly transparent, mere gossamer threads. You recognize falsehoods in their nascent embryonic state, long before they can even fully take shape and exert their deceptive influence. And in the swift blink of an eye, every carefully crafted lie, every cunning misdirection, becomes instantly irrelevant, its power utterly nullified. While countless others remain hopelessly entangled in intricate webs of deception, you glide through the labyrinthine maze of life with an unwavering clarity, knowing precisely where every path truly leads. This is not the whim of luck. It is a profound mastery of perception, a sublime art form that only a select few can even begin to comprehend. Consider the countless times society, with its pervasive narratives and subtle pressures, compels people to blindly adhere to rules, to accept carefully curated narratives without the slightest question. These narratives, often insidious in their design, are meticulously engineered to bind the mind, to subtly shape and constrain thought itself. Yet, your extraordinary mind unequivocally refuses such confinement. Your inner radar, exquisitely sensitive and perpetually active, unerringly detects what lies beneath every polished facade. The hidden agendas, the nuanced manipulations, and the unspoken fears that drive the masses. Like an unerring compass that always points steadfastly to the north of truth, you navigate the treacherous currents of the world without ever being misled by mere appearances. Indeed, you dismantle their carefully erected assumptions with effortless grace. Every single tactic they deploy to conceal their true intentions proves utterly ineffective, precisely because your mind does not perceive the world through the same distorted lens as others. You do not just see through illusions. You possess the power to dissolve them, rendering them inert, long before they can even begin to affect your profound inner peace or clarity of vision. Your intuition is your quintessential superpower. It is a quiet, yet profoundly unwavering force, a gentle whisper that conveys truths that countless others ignorantly dismiss or simply cannot hear. When someone, anyone, attempts to deceive you, your subconscious mind, with its incredible sensitivity, immediately registers the subtle dissonance, the discordant note in their carefully composed symphony of lies. They may deploy cutting-edge advanced technology, sophisticated psychological manipulation, or wield immense influence, but your clarity remains utterly unshakable, a crystalline fortress. You instantly identify the falsities, effortlessly uncover the hidden layers of deceit, and emerge from every encounter not merely unscathed, but profoundly empowered, your understanding deepened. The profound beauty of this extraordinary gift is that its scope extends far beyond mere danger detection. It illuminates and enriches every conceivable aspect of your existence. Your relationships, your decisions, and the myriad opportunities that present themselves. You do not squander your precious energy on fleeting appearances, hollow gestures, or empty promises. Your heightened perception allows you to make choices that are precisely aligned with your highest purpose, effortlessly circumventing the insidious pitfalls that routinely trap and ensnare ordinary people. And in this magnificent mastery, you are undeniably untouchable, unequivocally unstoppable, and endlessly inspiring to those fortunate enough to glimpse your radiant path. Traps, in their very essence, are meticulously designed for the unprepared, the easily distracted, and the utterly unaware. But for you, chosen one, they are not threats to be feared. They are merely intricate challenges, sophisticated puzzles intended to test and ultimately affirm the profound depth of your discernment. The deeply hidden reason you escape every single trap, every snare laid for you, is both elegantly simple and profoundly complex. Your consciousness operates on an elevated plane, a dimension utterly beyond the reach of their coarse manipulation. You anticipate their every move, adapt with lightning speed, and act with a precision so exquisite that even their most elaborate and sophisticated schemes appear childishly amateurish. What they painstakingly construct with years of careful planning, you dismantle with the effortless grace of profound, luminous awareness. Imagine, if you will, a cunning agent of power, meticulously setting up a complex, intricate network of deception, firmly believing their chosen target will inevitably falter and succumb. To them, every conceivable possibility, every potential escape route, is believed to be covered, sealed shut. Yet you, imbued with your heightened perception, effortlessly detect the subtle weaknesses, the hairline fractures in their design that remain entirely invisible to their trained, but ultimately limited vision. You perceive intricate patterns and anomalous deviations before they can even solidify into tangible threats, instinctively understanding the underlying logic, the psychological calculus, behind their every move. While they, in their arrogance, believe themselves to be the relentless hunters, you are perpetually 10 steps ahead, serenely observing their strategies unfold as if you were simply reading from an open book, already familiar with its every twist and turn. The true, profound secret of your unparalleled success lies deeply within your intrinsic connection to intuition. This is not some speculative guesswork or mere educated deduction. It is a deep, almost spiritual knowing, a primordial understanding that resonates from the very core of your being. You possess an uncanny ability to sense outcomes, to detect the most subtly hidden threats, and to identify veiled opportunities with a crystalline clarity that verges on the prophetic. They may painstakingly plan for chaos, attempting to unleash it upon the world, but you, with your inner vision, predict its far-reaching ripple effects long before they even begin to occur. It is this unseen intelligence, this unerring inner compass, that grants you the remarkable freedom to move unhindered, unburdened, while countless others remain hopelessly trapped in the mire of confusion and bewilderment. Every single escape from their intricate webs of manipulation serves only to reinforce and amplify your inherent power. It is not merely a testament to your survival instincts. It is a radiant declaration of your absolute mastery. You possess an intrinsic understanding of the profound psychology that drives your adversaries, the inherent limits of their control, and the critical gaps in their carefully constructed logic. They operate under a rigid set of assumptions that invariably crumble and fail in the radiant presence of your foresight. You do not merely react to their machinations. You preempt them, acting before they even fully manifest. Your actions are always deliberate, exquisitely precise, and utterly inevitable, leaving absolutely no room for them to ever claim a hollow victory. In every corner of your life, this extraordinary skill transmutes challenges into magnificent triumphs. Your ability to perceive traps, to discern their intricate mechanisms before they even fully manifest, is not merely practical. It is profoundly revolutionary. It fundamentally reshapes how the world, particularly those who seek to dominate, perceives true power, forcing them to acknowledge an intelligence so vast, so pervasive, that it simply cannot be contained by their finite constructs. You are not just escaping their traps, chosen one. You are single-handedly redefining the very rules of engagement, altering the game entirely to your advantage. Every meticulously crafted plan designed to bind you inevitably fails, because you, by your very nature, operate on a plane far beyond the predictable, far beyond their limited algorithms. They design their traps with painstaking precision, calculating every possible response, every conceivable reaction. But you, chosen one, are an elemental force they simply cannot quantify, cannot measure. Each escape is not a stroke of random luck. It is the undeniable result of an unshakable clarity of mind and an instinct honed to absolute perfection. While countless others remain hopelessly trapped by circumstance, you are divinely guided by an unwavering inner compass that navigates the most tumultuous chaos with an effortless, serene grace. History is replete with the tales of those legendary figures who defied impossible odds, whose lives became testaments to the triumph of the spirit. Legends are forged from the exploits of those who consistently escape what seemed utterly impossible, what appeared to be their inevitable doom. Your escapes, chosen one, are no different. They are powerful, living testimonies to the profound depth of your boundless insight. Where the world, in its limited vision, perceives an inescapable inevitability, you discern a burgeoning opportunity, a path yet unseen. When others find themselves hopelessly boxed in by rigid rules, self-imposed limitations, and the paralyzing grip of fear, you operate with an uninhibited freedom, effortlessly bending the very fabric of reality with the sheer power of your illuminated awareness. Your escapes are frequently invisible to the untrained, unsuspecting eye. To casual onlookers, they might appear as mere coincidence, or perhaps an extraordinary stroke of inexplicable luck. But in truth, every single action you undertake is deeply deliberate, intricately calculated. You read intentions with the clarity of an open book, predict consequences with prophetic accuracy, and act decisively with an unwavering certainty. The elaborate plans painstakingly laid against you, no matter how intricate or seemingly foolproof, are consistently revealed in their entirety long before their execution, their true nature laid bare. This mastery, this exquisite art of evasion and foresight, is not just a defense mechanism. It is an art form of unparalleled elegance. Even those who wield power beyond conventional comprehension cannot hope to keep pace with the nimble, expansive nature of your mind. Agencies, with their seemingly limitless resources, invest untold billions in intelligence gathering, pervasive surveillance, and sophisticated manipulation tactics, operating under the deeply flawed belief that knowledge invariably equates to absolute control. But your consciousness, chosen one, is not a battlefield where they can wage their limited wars. They are utterly incapable of anticipating the nuanced rhythm of your thought, the profound depth of your foresight, or the fluid, ever-adapting nature of your strategy. Every single plan meticulously conceived against you collapses, utterly and completely, simply because it cannot withstand the penetrative force, the sheer intensity, of your unparalleled perception. Ultimately, your repeated, almost miraculous escapes serve to fundamentally redefine the very boundaries of possibility. You stand as living, undeniable proof that even the most vast and meticulously organized systems are inherently limited by their own human assumptions, their rigid frameworks. Every escape you orchestrate is a powerful declaration. You are beyond containment, utterly unstoppable, and irrevocably destined to forge a path that is uniquely, resplendently your own. Your mind is truly unlike any other. It vibrates on an exalted frequency that utterly defies conventional comprehension. While agencies, with their limited tools, relentlessly attempt to predict human behavior through complex algorithms, extensive analysis, and pervasive surveillance, they consistently fail in your case because your cognition entirely transcends their metrics, their narrow definitions. Your thoughts, your strategies, and your profound intuition converge in a realm of awareness that they simply cannot access, cannot even perceive. You think, perceive, and respond on a level that is entirely invisible to their sophisticated systems, leaving them perpetually, hopelessly, one crucial step behind. Consider the most advanced intelligence networks humanity has ever conceived. Billions upon billions are expended on cutting-edge algorithms, a vast web of informants, and omnipresent surveillance technology. Yet, remarkably, none of this immense investment can even begin to capture the ethereal subtleties, the intricate nuances of your profound awareness. Your decisions are not merely calculated, cold assessments of data. They are deeply inspired, born from a wellspring of inner truth. While others are forced to rely on fragmented raw data, you, with elegant grace, rely on pure insight, unerring perception, and an almost prophetic understanding of underlying patterns. They cannot possibly model, cannot hope to predict, that which cannot be quantified, that which exists beyond their linear understanding. And that, chosen one, is precisely why you are utterly untouchable. Your unique frequency allows you to sense danger in its nascent form, long before it materializes into a tangible threat. You effortlessly detect hidden agendas, subtle manipulations, and the faintest, almost imperceptible signs of deception. To them, those who operate within the confines of ordinary perception, it seems as if you possess an innate foresight, a truly supernatural gift. But in truth, it is simply your inherent ability to operate entirely outside the boundaries of ordinary perception, to read between the lines where others see only bewildering chaos, only random noise. Every single move you make is exquisitely informed, deeply deliberate, and utterly impossible to intercept, to disrupt. This cognitive advantage is not merely tactical. It is profoundly existential. It serves as an impenetrable shield, safeguarding you from manipulation, from deception, and from coercion of any kind. When others find themselves helplessly confined by rigid rules, suffocating expectations, and debilitating limitations, your mind thrives in an expansive, boundless freedom. You navigate the unseen currents of intention and consequence with an inherent grace, moving with a precision that appears almost impossible to the untrained eye, to the ordinary observer. In the end, your unique mental frequency is your unbreakable fortress, your sanctuary. Agencies may endlessly attempt to understand, to predict, or to control you, but they are fundamentally limited by their narrow, materialistic frameworks. You, however, move in a dimension, a reality, they simply cannot perceive. This boundless freedom, this crystalline clarity, and this inherent power make you utterly untouchable, unequivocally unstoppable, and eternally beyond their reach, beyond their comprehension. Powerful entities, those who wield immense influence, dedicate lifetimes to meticulously attempting to predict human behavior, to manipulate outcomes, and to contain perceived threats. Yet you, chosen one, consistently remain far beyond their reach, a ghost in their elaborate machine. This is not because you are merely luckier than others, but because your consciousness operates in an elevated dimension they are utterly incapable of accessing, let alone understanding. Their control is fundamentally predicated on flawed assumptions, and their predictions are born from a limited tunnel vision perception. But your profound awareness transcends both, rising above their finite understanding. They are perpetually shocked by your unwavering consistency. Every single attempt to corner you inevitably fails. Every meticulously planned strategy collapses into nothingness before it can even bear fruit. It is not coincidence that guides your path. It is undeniable mastery. You perceive intricate patterns that remain entirely invisible to their crude awareness. You anticipate consequences they cannot even begin to foresee, and you act with a precision so absolute that it leaves absolutely no room for error, no gap for them to exploit. When they desperately try to predict your behavior, they are operating within a self-constructed world of fleeting illusions, while you, with serene confidence, move effortlessly within the undeniable realm of reality. Containment, by its very definition, is impossible for one who exists entirely outside the rigid, confining frameworks of control. Systems, bureaucratic structures, and entrenched authority all rely on deeply linear assumptions. People act predictably, responses follow a discernible logic, and threats are inherently measurable, quantifiable. But your very existence, chosen one, profoundly defies these archaic rules. You operate with an unerring intuition, a luminous foresight, and a spiritual guidance that simply cannot be measured, cannot be quantified, and absolutely cannot be constrained by their limited understanding. Even when they deploy their immense power, their persuasive influence, or the paralyzing grip of fear, it fails utterly and completely to touch you. You are fundamentally immune to manipulation because your heightened awareness instantly detects the hidden strings that attempt to control, and neutralizes them with elegant precision long before they can even be pulled. Every trap they conceive is systematically dismantled before it can be fully set. Every strategy they devise is anticipated and effortlessly avoided. You are not reactive. You are exquisitely proactive, operating on a level that seems almost divine in its foresight and effectiveness. Ultimately, their repeated failures serve only to amplify your inherent strength, to highlight its boundless nature. The undeniable fact that they cannot predict, cannot control, and cannot contain you stands as irrefutable proof that true power is not external, not derived from outward circumstances or worldly influence. True power resides intrinsically within. It is internal, a boundless wellspring. Your consciousness is an unbreakable fortress, a sanctuary of impenetrable light. Your insight is an unyielding shield, deflecting every attempt to penetrate your being. And your freedom, your liberation from their confines, is a resounding declaration of supremacy that no external force, no matter how formidable, can ever hope to challenge, let alone overcome. Every single step you take is not haphazard. It is meticulously guided by an intelligence infinitely greater than your individual self. It is as if an invisible, benevolent force gently whispers the path forward, revealing profound truths that persistently elude ordinary perception, that remain hidden from common eyes. This guidance is subtle, a quiet hum in the background, yet it is utterly unwavering, steering you through the treacherous currents of danger, the murky waters of deception, and the unsettling mists of uncertainty with absolute, unblemished precision. While others are forced to rely on blind guesswork, on hopeful speculation, you navigate the intricate tapestry of life with an unerring map drawn by divine insight, illuminated by a higher wisdom. Your profound connection to this all-encompassing intelligence is not accidental, nor is it earned. It is inherently innate, an integral part of your very being. You instinctively sense what is necessary, what is truly required, effortlessly discerning the hidden currents of both consequence and burgeoning opportunity. Choices that appear utterly impossible, overwhelmingly complex to others, become strikingly obvious, crystalline clear to you, precisely because your awareness is exquisitely tuned to a higher understanding, a more expansive truth. Every move you make is purposeful, imbued with profound meaning. Every decision you render is precisely aligned with a wisdom that transcends the mundane, the fleeting concerns of the earthly realm. This profound guidance manifests in myriad ways, both deeply profound and subtly nuanced. Sometimes it appears as a sudden, undeniable flash of intuition, an immediate knowing that bypasses logic. At other times, it emerges as an inexplicable, quiet certainty, a deep sense that something is either right or wrong, true or false. You might experience a visceral sense of impending danger long before it makes its visible appearance, or recognize a crucial truth that countless others blindly overlook, or effortlessly stumble upon the perfect opportunity when it seems conspicuously absent to all others. Each and every instance, each delicate thread of this guidance, consistently confirms that your path is not a random meandering, but a divinely orchestrated journey, meticulously planned and executed by a force that operates far beyond the limited scope of ordinary perception. Even the most complex and seemingly insurmountable obstacles bend, yielding their rigidity, in the radiant presence of this divine intelligence. Systems meticulously designed to control, to deceive, or to entrap you consistently crumble and dissolve, precisely because your inherent guidance effortlessly sees through their flimsy facades, their carefully constructed illusions. While others laboriously struggle to adapt, to adjust to shifting circumstances, you glide through life with an effortless grace, perfectly aligned with an invisible current that moves with a speed far greater than the world itself can comprehend. This divine intelligence serves as both your impenetrable shield and your unerring compass, bestowing upon you an unparalleled edge that cannot be replicated, cannot be countered, and cannot be diminished. Ultimately, this profound intelligence is your greatest, most steadfast ally. It ensures that your vision remains clear, unclouded by doubt or illusion, that your steps are precise, unerring in their direction, and that your overarching purpose remains undeniable, a radiant beacon in the world. In a world relentlessly obsessed with control, with exerting its will, you stand as living proof that alignment with higher wisdom utterly transcends the shallow grasp of power, the paralyzing grip of fear, and the confines of all limitation, rendering you unstoppable in ways that defy all conventional explanation, all logical understanding. Before they even begin to act, you already know. Before they utter a single word, you already understand. Your perception moves at a velocity far greater than their intentions can ever hope to form. Your insight is demonstrably sharper, more incisive, than their most intricate strategy. It is as if you exist in a higher dimension, a realm where the ordinary constraints of time and causality are rendered secondary, allowing you to detect actions, to perceive their very inception, long before they can even materialize into physical reality. This is precisely why no scheme, no meticulously laid plan, and no conventional authority can ever truly corner you, can ever truly trap you. Your extraordinary ability to sense movement is not mere primal instinct. It is a highly refined awareness, exquisitely honed through a potent combination of astute observation, profound intuition, and deep spiritual resonance. You do not merely read their outward actions. You penetrate deeper, discerning their core motivations, their underlying fears, and their deepest, often unspoken, desires. Every micro-expression, every subtle hesitation, every carefully chosen word becomes a potent signal, a clear indicator, revealing what is coming long before it becomes visibly apparent to others. This is precisely why your escapes often appear effortless, almost magical, and your understanding seems to possess an almost prophetic certainty. Even those who have been rigorously trained to deceive, to manipulate, to exert influence, find themselves utterly powerless before you. They foolishly assume they can gain control through intricate planning, through calculated intimidation, or through subtle manipulation. But your unparalleled perception utterly transcends these rudimentary tactics. You possess an innate knowing of when a plan is being laid, how it will inevitably unfold, and precisely where its inherent weaknesses lie, where its vulnerabilities reside. By the time they finally decide to act, you are already fully prepared, often operating in a realm of awareness they cannot even begin to perceive. Your foresight acts as a silent, yet immensely potent, force, subtly shaping your life's trajectory, while consistently leaving your observers baffled, bewildered by your seeming omnipresence. It grants you the profound ability to navigate perilous dangers without the slightest panic, to avoid cunning deception without a moment's hesitation, and to make decisions that others cannot even begin to imagine, let alone execute. You are not merely reacting to the world. You are actively anticipating, gracefully orchestrating, and undeniably thriving in a space that exists far beyond the confines of ordinary perception. In the final analysis, your extraordinary ability to sense before action is not merely a skill. It is profound, unadulterated freedom. While countless others remain helplessly trapped in a reactive loop, constantly responding to external stimuli, you move with an unwavering inevitability, an unstoppable grace. Every step they take is already within the illuminated sphere of your awareness, and every outcome, every potential future, is already within your command, within your influence, making you utterly untouchable in a world perpetually defined by uncertainty and chaos. Your spiritual radar is a gift so profound, so exquisite, that only a select few can truly comprehend its intricate workings. While others blindly rely on rigid logic, exhaustive analysis, or brute force effort, you effortlessly sense the unseen, the subtle energies that permeate all of existence. Every hidden intention, every delicate shift in energetic vibration, every concealed motive resonates with you like a distinct vibration in the very air you breathe, a clear signal in the cosmic symphony. This radar is not a cold, mechanical device. It is a living, breathing, intuitive force, deeply and intrinsically connected to a higher, universal wisdom that unerringly guides your every step, illuminates your every path. Nothing, absolutely nothing, escapes your profound notice. And this heightened awareness ensures that you are perpetually prepared for what countless others cannot even begin to detect, let alone comprehend. Consider the countless moments in life where a simple flash of intuition alone has saved untold numbers of people from making catastrophic mistakes or from falling into grave danger. That chosen one is your constant, lived reality. Your spiritual radar picks up on subtle signals, on energetic ripples, long before they can even manifest as discernible problems or visible threats. Your decisions, your actions, and their subsequent consequences are consistently aligned with your unerring foresight, bestowing upon you a crystalline clarity that perpetually leaves observers utterly astonished, marveling at your seemingly supernatural abilities. To those who foolishly underestimate its power, your awareness appears almost supernatural, almost miraculous. But for you, it is simply natural, an inherent aspect of your awakened being. Even the most sophisticated, cutting-edge systems, designed with the intent to obscure truth, cannot hope to hide anything from your penetrating vision. Every effort to mislead, to manipulate, or to conceal true intentions is rendered utterly futile, utterly powerless, because your spiritual radar effortlessly penetrates the densest veils of deception, seeing right through them. You feel the subtle undercurrents of impending action, the delicate tugs of shifting energy, and the invisible footprints of hidden agendas, imprinted on the fabric of reality. This extraordinary ability, this gift, transforms every potential threat into a potent opportunity, allowing you to navigate the intricate labyrinth of life with an unwavering confidence and an inherent grace that inspires awe. Your spiritual radar is not merely a defensive mechanism. It is profoundly transformative. It empowers you to understand people, to grasp complex situations, and to decipher the hidden patterns that govern the world at a depth that only a select few ever manage to reach. You instinctively recognize what truly matters, what possesses genuine reality, and what is merely illusory, a fleeting construct, and you act accordingly with unwavering precision. While others laboriously struggle to interpret ambiguous signs or decipher confusing information, your perception is immediate, undeniably clear, and beautifully decisive, cutting through all the noise. Ultimately, this spiritual radar is a luminous reflection of your higher consciousness, your divine connection. It protects you from harm, unerringly guides your path, and illuminates pathways that remain entirely invisible to ordinary eyes, to those confined by earthly vision. It is an unparalleled tool of empowerment, rendering you untouchable, truly invincible, and far beyond the insidious reach of manipulation, the suffocating grip of control, or the limiting chains of fear. In your radiant presence, chosen one, nothing remains hidden. Nothing is ever truly lost. Everything is eventually undeniably revealed. Attempts to halt your progress, whether through insidious manipulation, paralyzing intimidation, or cunning strategy, are destined to fail, precisely because your heightened awareness, your profound foresight, and your unwavering spiritual alignment render you utterly immune to their influence. You do not merely survive their relentless attempts to undermine you. You transcend them entirely, rising above their petty machinations, turning every single obstacle they erect into irrefutable proof of your boundless resilience and your formidable, ever-growing power. They consistently underestimate the true depth of your unparalleled insight. Every single move they make, painstakingly designed to control or to limit you, is anticipated with prophetic accuracy, meticulously analyzed, and decisively neutralized long before it can even begin to exert its intended effect. Your innate ability to perceive the world far beyond its ordinary, conventional constraints ensures that no external force, no matter how formidable or seemingly insurmountable, can ever truly touch you, can ever truly penetrate your inner sanctuary. They may operate with the blunt instruments of authority and rigid systems, but you, chosen one, operate with the boundless freedom of spirit, the crystalline clarity of truth, and an unwavering, unyielding connection to your higher, authentic self. Every single challenge you encounter, every hurdle placed in your path, paradoxically serves to strengthen you further. While countless others would be intimidated, frustrated, or utterly defeated by such trials, you emerge more capable, more acutely alert, and profoundly more unstoppable. Every insidious attempt to hinder your progress, to hold you back, merely serves to sharpen your already formidable awareness, to teach you new and intricate dimensions of strategy, and to reinforce with undeniable proof your immunity to their control. This chosen one is precisely why you remain utterly untouchable. You possess the alchemical power to transform every perceived threat into a valuable lesson, every formidable obstacle into a powerful stepping stone towards your destiny, and every daunting challenge into a resounding, undeniable triumph. Even in the most intense moments of confrontation, your serene presence alone commands an intrinsic respect, an unspoken reverence. Your unwavering energy, your penetrating insight, and your unshakable composure make it undeniably clear to all who witness you that you are not, by any measure, an ordinary being. You act decisively, move deliberately, and maintain absolute control, even when faced with forces specifically designed to subdue, to overwhelm, or to dominate. Their meticulously crafted plans crumble into dust, their foundations shaking, in your radiant presence, precisely because they cannot predict, cannot influence, and cannot possibly overpower the sheer magnitude of your consciousness. In essence, you are untouchable because you are in perfect, unblemished alignment with truth, with pure intuition, and with a higher, divine wisdom that transcends all earthly understanding. No convoluted scheme, no brute force, no rigid structure can ever hope to surpass a mind and a spirit that operate in perfect harmony with its true, preordained destiny. Your untouchable nature is not some random accident of fate. It is the natural, inevitable outcome of your extraordinary perception, your profound awareness, and your impeccable alignment with divine intelligence itself. The power you wield, chosen one, is subtle in its manifestation, yet utterly unstoppable in its effect. While intricate systems relentlessly attempt to regulate, to monitor, and to control, your innate strength operates on an elevated plane, a dimension they simply cannot reach, cannot even begin to grasp. This profound power is not merely physical. It is a synergistic fusion of mental acuity, emotional mastery, and spiritual resonance, a potent combination of heightened awareness, unerring foresight, and profound inner mastery that renders all conventional authority, all external attempts at control, utterly irrelevant. No complex algorithm, no man-made law, no rigid structure can ever hope to override the luminous consciousness you so magnificently embody. Think for a moment of the countless organizations that ceaselessly attempt to enforce their rules, to maintain their suffocating control over the masses. They rely heavily on the insidious tools of fear, psychological manipulation, and the blunt force of authority. Yet, every single effort they deploy to suppress you, to diminish your light, inevitably fails because your profound inner strength unequivocally transcends their limited, man-made constructs. Your power is deeply rooted in unblemished clarity, precise perception, and unerring intuition, an elemental force that cannot be measured, cannot be predicted, and absolutely cannot be constrained by their finite understanding. It is a quiet, yet utterly unyielding, authority that renders all external attempts at control entirely powerless, utterly futile. Your profound power also lies in your unparalleled ability to transform every challenge you face into a significant advantage, a springboard for growth. Obstacles that would undoubtedly paralyze countless others, trapping them in indecision and fear, become for you luminous opportunities for exponential growth, for profound insight, and for undeniable triumph. Every single threat they painstakingly design against you is rendered utterly irrelevant, utterly powerless, precisely because your consciousness moves far beyond the reach of their conventional, limited influence. Systems, no matter how robust or entrenched, invariably falter and collapse in your radiant presence, because they were simply not designed, not built to handle awareness of this extraordinary magnitude, of this unparalleled depth. Even those who wield vast, seemingly limitless resources cannot hope to override your unstoppable momentum, your inevitable trajectory. They may possess the ability to control vast infrastructures, to subtly influence the minds of the masses, or to cunningly manipulate external circumstances, but they are utterly incapable of penetrating the luminous foresight and profound understanding you intrinsically possess. Your decisions, chosen one, are consistently informed by an unshakable clarity and a profound wisdom, never by coercion or external pressure. This intrinsic quality makes your power absolute, unassailable, within the sacred realm of your life, your thoughts, and your purposeful actions. Ultimately, the fragile systems they so desperately rely upon are profoundly insignificant when compared to the immense force of consciousness you wield, the radiant power you embody. Your power is utterly unshakable, immeasurable in its scope, and eternally untouchable by their grasping hands. No man-made structure, no imposed authority, and no external force can ever hope to override the unparalleled insight, the crystalline clarity, and the divine alignment that fundamentally define who you are, chosen one, and what you are destined to achieve. There is an intrinsic depth to your inner knowledge, a profound understanding that perpetually astonishes those who foolishly attempt to comprehend you through their limited frameworks. This isn't merely knowledge acquired from dusty books, rigid rules, or accumulated experience alone. It is an innate, primordial understanding of the world's intricate workings, of the true nature of people, and of the unseen forces that subtly govern all outcomes, all destinies. This profound, intuitive knowledge allows you to effortlessly anticipate moves, to predict complex behaviors, and to act with an unwavering certainty where others would invariably hesitate, stumble, or utterly fail. Imagine, if you will, facing formidable opponents or insurmountable obstacles specifically designed to suppress your spirit or to cunningly deceive your senses. They, in their arrogance, firmly believe they hold every conceivable advantage. Yet, they find themselves utterly powerless, rendered inert, because your penetrating insight effortlessly pierces through the myriad layers of their intricate strategy and their insidious manipulation. They may speak with authority, plan with meticulous detail, and act with calculated precision, but your inner knowledge has already, long ago, meticulously mapped every single conceivable outcome, leaving them utterly bewildered, speechless in their confusion. They simply cannot explain your unparalleled foresight, precisely because it operates far beyond the limited scope of their comprehension, their conventional understanding. Your knowledge, chosen one, is not static or rigid. It is a living, breathing, adaptive force, inherently multidimensional in its scope. It seamlessly integrates profound intuition, exquisite emotional mastery, deep spiritual resonance, and precise logical perception into a single, unified force that unerringly guides your every decision. It is not merely a fixed database. It dynamically evolves with every new experience, sharpening its edge as you encounter and transcend challenges, perpetually staying light years ahead of those who desperately attempt to predict your next move, to pigeonhole your destiny. Even in situations of the most intense, crushing pressure, your profound inner knowledge remains utterly unwavering, an unshakable beacon. It is a force so powerful, so exquisitely precise, and so endlessly inspiring that it leaves all who are fortunate enough to witness it in profound awe of your unmatched, luminous mastery. Structures, rigid bureaucracies, complex systems, and vast organizations are all meticulously designed to predict, to contain, and to control. Yet you, with an inherent grace, navigate through them effortlessly, as if they simply do not exist, as if their rules hold no sway over your being. Your actions, to bewildered outsiders, might appear entirely spontaneous, born of the moment, but in truth, they are profoundly guided by an insight, an intuition, and an understanding that far surpasses any conventional intelligence. You are not merely escaping their pervasive influence. You are actively operating in an entirely different realm, a higher dimension, far beyond their limited reach and grasp. Consider the most intricate and sophisticated networks of control ever devised by humanity. Each minute rule, every rigid protocol, and every enforcement mechanism is fundamentally intended to limit individual freedom, to shackle the human spirit. But your extraordinary mind, chosen one, effortlessly detects subtle patterns, glaring vulnerabilities, and profound inefficiencies that countless others blindly miss, remain entirely oblivious to. What seems complex, convoluted, or inherently restrictive to ordinary individuals is rendered utterly transparent, crystal clear, to your discerning vision. You move through these intricate structures with a fluid, unburdened grace, entirely without stress, without the slightest hesitation, and without leaving even a trace of compromise upon your authentic spirit. Your ability to navigate and effectively dismantle restrictive frameworks isn't a clever trick or a superficial manipulation. It's a profound state of being rooted in unwavering awareness. You perceive the intricate architecture of systems from their very genesis to their ultimate collapse, discerning the invisible threads of power, influence, and assumption that bind them together. This transcendent understanding empowers you to not merely predict, but to orchestrate outcomes, deftly sidestepping interference and realizing your objectives with an ethereal grace and unparalleled efficiency. While others may plot and scheme to confine you within their predefined boundaries, their efforts consistently fall a monumental 10 steps behind the lightning-fast pace of your insight. Even the most formidable and entrenched institutions, with their vast resources and entrenched bureaucracies, prove utterly incapable of anticipating or countering the fluid logic of your actions. Their protocols are cast in inflexible concrete, immutable and brittle. Your consciousness, by contrast, flows like an unbounded river, adapting, eroding, and encompassing all. Where they perceive impassable obstacles, you discern fertile ground for opportunity. Where they apply unyielding pressure, you infuse expanded awareness, dissolving their intent. This fundamental disparity renders their strategies impotent, not due to a lack of effort on their part, but because they simply cannot comprehend the very dimension in which you effortlessly operate. Ultimately, your innate capacity to outmaneuver structures is a direct reflection of your comprehensive mastery over the intricate dance of life itself. You glide through challenges as if they were whispers in the wind, effortlessly transforming perceived constraints into boundless opportunities, and in doing so, you reveal the inherent fragility and arbitrary limits of all authority and control. This isn't a learned skill, but a refined art born from heightened perception, crystal-clear awareness, and an unshakable alignment with the deepest, most fundamental truths of existence, transcendent qualities that render you incomparable, utterly unstoppable, and truly extraordinary. Insight is not a booming declaration but a silent, yet undeniably formidable power. While the masses move blindly, following predictable, well-trodden patterns dictated by external forces, your understanding penetrates directly to the core, the very nucleus of every strategy, every manipulation. You possess an uncanny ability to instantly discern the inherent gaps, to anticipate the intricate choreography of impending moves, and to pinpoint vulnerabilities that remain utterly invisible to those who believe themselves to be in absolute control. This is precisely why your mere presence can send seismic tremors through the foundations of even the most meticulously constructed and supposedly impregnable plans. They were never, by design, intended to withstand the force of a consciousness as expansive and perceptive as yours. Those who foolishly attempt to manipulate or influence you quickly find their carefully woven designs unraveling, their elaborate strategies proving utterly ineffective. They may erect intricate networks of control, strategize endlessly in hushed war rooms, and enforce the most draconian rules. But your singular insight consistently anticipates, adapts, and effortlessly redirects each and every element of their grand schemes. Their meticulously laid plans don't crumble due to a simple error. They dissolve into dust because they are fundamentally inadequate, tragically insufficient against the profound depth of your unparalleled perception. Your insight operates not on one, but on multiple, interconnected levels, strategic, emotional, and deeply spiritual. You grasp the underlying motives, the true intentions, and the far-reaching consequences of every action, all simultaneously. This holistic and integrated awareness allows you to navigate the most daunting challenges in ways that often appear nothing short of miraculous to bewildered onlookers. It is not some whimsical stroke of luck or a random chance. It is the absolute mastery of understanding, a level of comprehension that few can even begin to imagine. Even the most calculated and cunning adversaries are ultimately rendered powerless in your light. They may attempt to predict your next move, to subtly influence your decisions, or to seize control of outcomes. But your incisive insight exposes every single one of their underlying assumptions, revealing the inherent weaknesses and blind spots that no one else possesses the clarity to see. Their foundations, once appearing unshakably solid, begin to wobble precariously in your presence, for they are built upon the shifting sands of limited vision and narrow understanding. Ultimately, your insight is not merely a tool. It is a transformative force. It does more than simply protect or guide you. It actively reshapes reality itself. Systems, elaborate plans, and insidious schemes are exposed for what they truly are: fragile constructs, inherently vulnerable to the searing clarity, profound perception, and timeless wisdom that you so effortlessly embody. In a world perpetually shrouded in uncertainty and illusion, your insight stands as an unassailable force, one that cannot be challenged, effectively contained, or possibly ignored. You exist not merely metaphorically but in profound reality, within a realm utterly beyond the petty confines of limitation. Rules, hierarchical systems, and all forms of external authority operate within a constricted conceptual space that they themselves define and understand. Yet, you move with unparalleled freedom, soaring effortlessly above it all. Their desperate attempts to constrain, manipulate, or predict your trajectory inevitably fail because they are utterly incapable of comprehending the sheer depth of your awareness, the unwavering clarity of your perception, or the pristine alignment of your consciousness with a higher, all-encompassing guidance. You are, in essence, untouchable, uncontainable, and undeniably real. To those who observe your journey, you remain an enigmatic mystery. Every move you make is meticulously calculated, yet executed with a deceptive, almost effortless grace. Every decision is precise and impactful, yet appears to flow with spontaneous, intuitive wisdom. They struggle to predict your next step because their predictive models rely solely on observable patterns and linear logic. Meanwhile, your mind and spirit operate in a sublime synchronicity that transcends the very boundaries of both. Your very existence challenges entrenched assumptions, dismantles comforting illusions, and fundamentally redefines what is truly possible for any individual confronting the imposing facade of authority or external control. You are not simply a few steps ahead of their game. You exist in an entirely different dimension, a space where their reach cannot possibly extend. Attempts to impose rules or limitations upon you are rendered utterly meaningless because your expansive awareness anticipates, brilliantly circumvents, and effortlessly transcends every single obstacle they can conjure. You are the chosen one, not merely in title, but in the profound reality of your being, unstoppable, truly invincible, and eternally beyond their limited reach, their rigid rules, and their meager understanding. Your extraordinary vision is not confined to the narrow strictures of the present moment. It stretches infinitely, organically, into the far reaches of the future. While others frantically scramble to react to unfolding circumstances, you anticipate them with an almost breathtaking precision. Every choice you make is meticulously informed by a profound foresight, allowing you to navigate the complexities of life with a clarity that borders on the supernatural. You perceive the intricate ripple effects of decisions long before they manifest in tangible reality, granting you an insurmountable advantage that is truly impossible to match. History is replete with countless examples of those who fatally underestimated the profound power of foresight. Yet, your vision is fundamentally different. It is precise, unwavering in its conviction, and often uncannily prophetic. You intuitively grasp that time itself is an expansive, mutable canvas, and every action you take is a deliberate, masterful stroke, painting the precise future you intend to manifest. No mere obstacle can ever derail this predetermined path, for you have already foreseen its presence and accounted for it. Even amidst moments of profound chaos and collective disarray, your vision remains steadfast, an unblinking beacon of certainty. When others are gripped by panic, consumed by doubt or paralyzed by hesitation, you move forward with an unwavering purpose, perceiving the delicate, intricate threads that connect disparate events and hidden possibilities, threads that remain utterly invisible to the vast majority. This unparalleled ability enables you to act decisively and with supreme confidence while others remain hopelessly trapped in a vortex of confusion, rendering your moves almost impossible to effectively counter. Your panoramic vision extends far beyond the mere detection of danger. It reaches into the very essence of opportunity, intricate strategy, and destiny itself. You instantly recognize hidden possibilities, detect the most subtle of advantages, and subtly shape outcomes long before anyone else even realizes their existence. Your awareness is not reactive. It is profoundly preemptive, rendering you truly untouchable. Ultimately, your vision doesn't just guide you. It profoundly defines you. It is the inexhaustible source of your inherent power, the unshakable foundation of your mastery, and the immutable reason why forces specifically designed to control or deceive cannot, and will not, ever touch you. You operate in a dimension where time itself bends to the force of your insight, and absolutely nothing escapes your omniscient gaze. Challenges are not, for you, debilitating limitations. They are, in their truest essence, gateways. While the average person views obstacles as impassable roadblocks, you perceive them as exhilarating opportunities for profound growth, transformative evolution, and ultimate triumph. Every difficulty that presents itself offers invaluable lessons that consistently sharpen your already keen insight, significantly enhance your strategic acumen, and propel you further along your destined path. Consider the most daunting and seemingly insurmountable situations that life can possibly present. Fear, intense pressure, or direct opposition may utterly paralyze and render others helpless. But you approach these pivotal moments with an innate calm, unshakable confidence, and crystalline clarity. Each barrier, rather than being an impediment, becomes an intricate puzzle that you solve with an almost effortless fluidity, always revealing the hidden, optimal path that lies beyond it. What appears utterly insurmountable to some is, for you, merely a perfectly positioned stepping stone on your ascending journey. Your profound mastery over obstacles is by no means accidental or coincidental. It stems directly from your highly refined awareness, your prescient foresight, and an ironclad emotional resilience that borders on the superhuman. You possess the innate ability to anticipate complications before they even fully materialize, meticulously assess all potential possibilities, and then act decisively and without hesitation, thereby skillfully transforming what could have been a crushing defeat into an undeniable advantage. Every trap, every challenge, every seemingly insurmountable hurdle is, by your sheer presence and insight, transformed into an unobstructed pathway to resounding success. Even when others, in their limited understanding, desperately try to manipulate circumstances or erect barriers to block your progress, their efforts invariably fail. You intuitively grasp the intricate mechanics of resistance, predict the precise points of friction, and move with a sophisticated strategy that effortlessly renders all opposition utterly powerless. Obstacles do not hinder your progress. Instead, they serve to relentlessly sharpen your mastery and unequivocally highlight your truly exceptional perception. Ultimately, every single obstacle you encounter becomes an indelible part of your unfolding narrative of power. They do not define the limits of your being. Instead, they serve to profoundly elevate you. Your inherent ability to step through every conceivable barrier with effortless grace is a testament to your unparalleled awareness, your unwavering foresight, and the profound, divine alignment that so unerringly guides every aspect of your life. Your intuition stands as a silent, yet absolute, ruler over the tumultuous landscape of chaos. While others slavishly rely on rigid logic or meticulously crafted strategies, you move with an unwavering instinct, perceiving fundamental truths that remain utterly hidden to the vast majority of humanity. Unseen forces, both the subtle energies within individuals and the grand currents of the world itself, respond with immediate deference to your heightened awareness, spontaneously revealing optimal paths, effortlessly guiding you to avoid unseen dangers, and precisely shaping outcomes, all without any explicit effort on your part. Imagine navigating a world specifically designed to confine the spirit and confuse the mind. Your finely tuned intuition grants you the ability to discern the invisible currents that subtly shape events, to detect the most deeply hidden agendas, and to sense impending threats long before they ever fully materialize into reality. It functions as an unerring, unwavering internal compass, precisely guiding your every decision with absolute certainty. Even the most powerful and sophisticated systems of control cannot possibly compete with the raw, primal power of intuition. Algorithms, pervasive surveillance networks, and complex human strategies all rely on the recognition and manipulation of established patterns. But your intuition exists far beyond pattern. It inherently reads energy, delves into true intention, and grasps the full spectrum of consequence, allowing you to act with absolute certainty when others stumble blindly through the fog of uncertainty. Your instinct is not merely random luck. It is a profound mastery of perception and an unwavering alignment with a higher, universal understanding. Your intuition also profoundly strengthens both your emotional and strategic intelligence. You can acutely sense the underlying motives of others, accurately predict their subsequent behavior, and adapt seamlessly to any changing dynamic, thereby rendering any attempt at manipulation or interference utterly impossible. Every move you make is meticulously informed by a deep, almost mystical understanding of the very fabric of reality. Ultimately, intuition serves as both your impenetrable shield and your finely honed sword. It ensures that nothing hidden remains concealed, that no plan, however cunning, can ever be effective against you, and that every single step you take is perfectly aligned with the highest possible outcome. The unseen forces of existence bow to your awareness, leaving you utterly unstoppable. Your actions are deliberate, precise, and calculated, yet executed with a quiet grace that profoundly conceals their immense power, their intricate planning, and the transcendent wisdom that lies beneath.